What is up, you guys? We are back at it with another one. We're going in for our 1K service today. As you can see, we're about at 1001. So before she gets any farther along, I think we should go ahead and get her going. And we got, of course, a crappy day, but that don't matter. We're just gonna keep on trudging through it. That'd be great. Yeah, I will say it. Anybody who don't have this bike and they're like curious about whether or not they could start off on it and stuff like that, because I did see a question like that this morning, and I think that that's a good little segue into this right here. Ooh boy, no, the fuck are you doing? Man, people, I couldn't even stop at that damn fucking yellow light because the fucking bike would slide. Anyways, but as I was saying there, if you're curious about whether or not this bike's a okay starter bike, like you're trying to get this as your first bike, I would say it's not too bad. Right now I'm in rain mode, right? And this is where I would say you're probably going to spend a good majority of your time at if you're beginning, or where I would suggest that you spend your time at, just simply because of how the power is delivered. Here in a minute I'm going to give y'all a good little example of that whenever we get up to this light. So we're in first gear right now. There's that 4,000 pass, 6,000, 7,000. I mean, if we was in sport mode right there, we would be blasting. I don't even think we went above 50 miles an hour there. So like, just that alone kind of show you that we're at 3,000. We're at third gear right now, 4,000 RPMs. I mean, that's good, you know what I mean? I think that's actually really good, because rain mode could actually be used in rain and you don't have to worry about it slipping out from underneath you. I don't think this will be too long of a video since we're just kind of bringing her into the shop, but I figured if I'm heading up there, might as well make a video as well. Sadly, I am doing this by myself, so I don't know how long it's going to take them to get this service done at all. So hopefully that isn't too bad. I'm hoping it might not take them more than an hour or so. I mean, how long does it really take to look over a bike and go, yeah, that nut's still there, yeah, that bolt's still tight? Because from what I've heard, they're going to change all my fluids. Yeah, they're gonna check some stuff like my clutch cable and stuff like that, but for the most part, from what I've heard, it's just a lot of looking and being like, yeah, it's still there and whatnot. I doubt they're really going over every single nut and bolt on the bike to tell me that it's all right. Of course, I think that's what they would like me to believe, but I don't think that's the case whatsoever. So it looks like we got kind of a dry road right here. Let me get around this corner, and I think this could be a perfect example right here. So I'm gonna throw it into road mode. I showed y'all guys a little bit of like back there with the 4,000 right. We're in first gear. This is road. It definitely picks up its speed a whole lot faster than rain in road mode. So like, I think what I said was you could start off in rain, then move to road, then go to sport if you're really uneasy with whether or not the bike is controllable for you or not. And I think if you can actually keep it like that, then yeah, this would be an okay starter bike. Harley's made a pretty decent bike here in this like stand, I guess, you know, because it's not super heavy. So you can't say that like most cruisers, like, oh, it's so heavy, it's not a good starter bike, because it's really not all that heavy. I mean, I guess comparatively speaking to some of the like 1000 cc's, because I think the 1000 cc sport bikes are around the same weight as this, but they're humongously faster than this. But if you take that out of it, you know what I mean, like the bike's a pretty good weight. I think 500 pounds is not too bad, but I can't say anything because I personally ride a lot of cruisers. I have never owned a sport bike. I will make sure that is stated. So I can't say that too much about the sport bike scene. So I try to watch what I say on that aspect, because I got a lot of what I think, right? But just because you think doesn't mean you know. Man, I need to get a pin lock so bad. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Everything, it looks like I just got a wet windshield in front of me. It's got this anti-fog shit on the inside of it, and it stops it from fogging. It really does, but it's almost like the whole inside of it just gets wet instead of fogging up. So I'm not sure what, well, I guess the fog is definitely worse, but it's a little weird, I have to say. I wonder if any of y'all ever have that same kind of issue. I'm sure it's an easy fix. Like, somebody will probably be like, just get a pin lock, you know what I mean? Which is what I need to do, but I just haven't done it, I guess. When I first started riding, I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't think I was even gonna wear a whole bunch of gear. This will make y'all laugh, but when I first started riding, I didn't even think I was gonna wear a helmet or anything like that. I was like, why would you wear a helmet? That looks so stupid. I remember every time I would ride by somebody and I'd see them in their helmet, I'd be like, man, why? You know what I mean? But as I started getting a little more experience on the bike and I found myself moving faster, like, I don't know if anybody else ever had this, but like, you find yourself just kind of some days sitting around and I think about like myself on the bike, and then I think about like wrecking or something, and it's like, why am I even having these thoughts? But at the same time, you know, it became such an obsessive thought that honestly I went and bought a helmet. I went and bought one just to see if I could do it, and since then, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't looked back. I really love my helmet. Somebody once put it like, it's your own little space, you know. You put your helmet on, you're in your own little world, and it really is true. I feel like I've got my own little car space in here, you know what I mean? And it does feel safe knowing that if I hit the ground, I'm not gonna just break my head open, you know. And while I'm not gonna pretend like I ride, you know, like at I'm not gonna wear all the gear all the time, and I'm never gonna claim to be that person, but I will say this: your boy will have a helmet on, that's for sure. But helmets and gloves are a mandatory for me personally. But a lot of people think that's definitely not enough, and I can agree, man. Maybe the first time I ever go down in my life, I'll rethink that decision again, maybe get some textiles, which I was kind of thinking about doing already this year, jumping a little more money into some more gear. But I think we'll see when you get there. I'll go check out like a cycle gear or something, see if I can't get a jacket that's like a mesh. That way I can not be super hot, because here in Oklahoma, our summers, I'm sure it gets hot everywhere else too, but it feels like our summers get intense sometimes. So not being able to cool down really makes a big difference with riding the bike. But alrighty, you guys, I am here. I'm gonna go ahead and jump off the bike, and I'm gonna go in there and talk to them about getting this service done, and I'll be back with you guys as soon as I can. Alright, you guys, so since we have a damn good looking day out today and I don't have the bike, I figured let's work on a good little area. We got the barn cat, also the house cat. You know, stuff like this drill press and stuff that else I could use comes in handy. So I figured I'm gonna get this place cleaned up, and we're gonna have us a good little working area. I just got rid of the four-wheeler that was sitting in here, so I'll get back to you when this is a little cleaner. Alrighty, you guys. So, show you some of the progress. Mainly cleaning up the floor at the second so that there isn't a whole bunch of stuff. Organizing a bunch of shelves and stuff, and I gotta move. This will be done a little bit later. But generally speaking, it's almost just cleaned up enough for what it's gonna be. Alright. So, got that pretty much stacked up as best as gonna get. This area's a little cleaned up. Got everything kind of tucked away how it needs to go. So, this is going to be our new workshop to actually use to do some better projects. I actually think I might be trying to do my sprocket because I think I mentioned in a different video, I bought the wrong sprocket for the mini bike, so I haven't been able to get it rowing. So I'm going to try to use the old one, the old sprocket, as a adapter essentially. If it don't work, it's alright. Here soon we will get some more mini bike videos going, but at the moment I'm busy taking care of my motorcycle, which is the biggest hole in my pocket right now. So I'll see y'all again.